What's up everyone, this is John from Running Warehouse.
And I'm Caleb from Running Warehouse, and today we're reviewing the HOKA Cielo X1. Now this is HOKA's brand new marathon racing shoe. We got supercritical foam, we got an embedded plate. John, what exactly is going on in the shoe?
Yeah, Caleb, there is a ton of innovative technology in this shoe, so let's get into the specs. We've got 9 ounces and a men's US 9, and you look at the midsole, and HOKA says it's 40 millimeters in the heel, but the way we measure in-house, when we take our measuring device and we look at from the heel, we got 46 millimeters, which, although this shoe is still World Athletics legal, I don't know how HOKA was able to measure 40 mils in the heel. So we've got 46, and in the forefoot, we've got 36 with a 10 millimeter drop. So lots of foam packed in here, and you said it, super critical. So we've got PEBA foam in the midsole, 2 layers. Embedded within that awesome PEBA foam is a winged carbon fiber plate. You can see the wings exposed in the midfoot and the forefoot. It's gonna give you that stiffness and stability. In the outsole, we've got lots of rubber coverage here, really thick as well. And then you have cutouts in the midsole so you can see the exposed carbon plate as well for those weight savings. And then wrapping this shoe up, you've got a minimal yet pretty well structured engineered knit upper. It's gonna give you that secure lock-in. Caleb, with all of these technologies built into one, how did everything come together for you?
Well, I really love this shoe, and you know, it surprised me because it being a marathon racing shoe, I was expecting a super aggressive and a very elite snap at the toe off, but you know, what really sung through for the testing was its comfort and its protection. So I'm an intermediate runner, you know, I'm getting used to the marathon distances I'm building, but I really still need a protective shoe that not only has the efficiency benefits and the responsiveness, but can carry me to the end of that 26.2. So I really love this shoe for those long runs, for those tempos, those intervals, but I know on race day that I'm gonna be able to walk after the race because I could just keep this shoe on all day.
Yeah, I gotta agree with a lot of the things you said. It really surprised me with how comfortable this shoe felt underfoot because you have this banana-like rocker where you're kind of leaning forward. But what really helped stabilize things, I felt, was the winged carbon fiber plate. You can just really feel that stiffness and stability that's offered from the plate, as well as that propulsion. So I really did feel like the PEBA was amazing in terms of its energy return, and combined with the carbon fiber plate, it was just really giving an efficient ride. I agree, when I was picking up the pace, I was able to do so, and I was able to do my warm-ups and cool downs really comfortable too. I would agree that this isn't gonna be the fastest shoe on race day, and that's probably the biggest downside I felt for the shoe. I mean, at a $275 price point, you're really expecting a shoe to be really aggressive and fast, and so I wouldn't call the Cielo X1 that. However, I do like the ride that it provided. It was really comfortable, it was really smooth, so a lot to like with the midsole for sure. How'd the outsole come together for you?
Well, I thought that's actually going into, you know, you brought up the price point of the shoe and is it worth it? And for me, I think it is because, as you said, one of those key points is this outsole. You know, it's highly durable. I'm gonna get a lot of miles out of this shoe, not just on race day, but after race day, I can continue to train in this shoe. And again, you know, do I want the fastest shoe given my level? I don't need that. I want the stability, I want the durability, and I'm gonna get the value out of this shoe more than other super shoes.
Yeah, I mean, that is a fair point, right? Like the rubber in the outsole is really thick, so you're getting a lot of coverage. I do feel like you're gonna get a lot more miles out of this shoe than you would for another racing shoe that you're spending close to $300 on. For me personally, someone who is chasing that unicorn, looking for my BQ, every single second counts. And with the Cielo X1 coming in about 1.5 ounces over something like the Nike Alpha Fly 3, it is hard for me to recommend this to people who are looking for the fastest race day shoe. But certainly agree, the outsole It looks very durable. I enjoyed it on all the different surfaces I was running on. We had some rain recently, and I know we both were able to get some rain runs in, and the outsole held up really well. So I like that durability aspect for sure.
Yeah, and then, you know, comfort's also a big thing. We talk about that comfort from the underfoot feel, but really the comfort of the upper. You know, I got a really nice lockdown. The heel cup I was a little nervous about at first because it kind of laid lower on the Achilles, but once I got this shoe on, got it laced up, I was locked and loaded, and I didn't have any, you know, irritation or hot spots. The one little thing about the upper, and it's not really a problem because, as I said, you know, the lockdown was great, but the laces are a little bit finicky. They're kind of stiff, and I actually found it harder to get out of the shoe than into the shoe, but again, nitpicking here.
No, I definitely agree. I'll talk about that a little more in a second, but I will say I agree. I was very surprised with how comfortable the upper was. I mean, when you just feel it, it is an engineered knit, but it's more stiff than, say, the engineered knit on like the A6 Nimbus. It doesn't feel as soft and comfortable, but it did offer like a really nice secure fit, which is what you want in your race day shoe. You want something that's gonna lock you in. I almost feel like maybe it was a little more built up than it needed to be though. You have these overlays here that make it pretty structured. And then in the heel cup, you do have a little bit of the padding. I did feel like maybe I was gonna have a little bit of looseness like you said too, but yeah, I was locked in really well. So that just goes again to what you were saying about this shoe really being surprisingly comfort oriented. And then the laces. Caleb, what is up with these laces? So
I have no idea.
I purposefully laced the shoe like this in a single tie just to show that you cannot get a cinch with a single tie. You have to double knot it. So it definitely gave me troubles tying it and untying it. So HOKA, the laces look really nice, but we definitely want to see a little bit of improvement in the next iteration.
Yeah, you know, it's a little thing. It didn't overly affect the ride or the performance of the shoe, but changes can be made. So diving into our final thoughts here, you know, I think this is gonna be a really, really popular shoe for that HOKA lover, people who are familiar with the Clifton, wear the Bondi, but are now looking for that race day shoe. It's gonna deliver the comfort they want, and it's really gonna help protect them over that 26.2 miles. Now, if you're more elite and you want this super speedy shoe, I think the Rocket X2 is a perfect option. And I know people are gonna be able to hit their PR in that shoe. But for everybody else, that new marathoner or that, you know, regular marathoner that's not breaking 2:30, you know, this is a great shoe for them.
Yeah, I would agree. I would say that when I first saw the price tag, I assumed that this is gonna be the fastest shoe that HOKA has to offer, but like you said, the Rocket X2 is a fantastic choice. And overall, this was just a really nice shoe to run in, right? The PEBA midsole that HOKA's been doling out in its offerings has been so impressive. I loved testing the Cielo Road, and having a max stack of that foam in this shoe was just really nice. It feels really well packed in and dense without feeling heavy. I like the response of the shoe, and the impact protection is fantastic. So when you're talking about getting the value for your money and you have the durability of a midsole and outsole like this, and you're gonna be able to pack on the miles, the Cielo X1 is definitely a good choice for those marathoners looking for that type of shoe. So if you're looking to get the Cielo X1 for yourself, you can find it here at Running Warehouse.